I went to court yesterday because of my speeding ticket. So, quick
Just
recap.
one of them? Because you have several, right?
Well, I'm about to say, I had 2 speeding tickets and a red light ticket from a photo radar. And they went in, I got served, and then I didn't do anything about it, and then it went into what's called default. Okay? And I don't know what that means, but apparently it's pretty serious. And it's interesting how the court system works. Like, they just expect you to know their vocabulary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I go to pay the ticket, and they're like, I figured I'll just pay it. And they're like, well, you need to go to court. In fact, so when I showed up yesterday, and I tried to pay, they're like, and the judge is there, too. They're like, okay, you're going to meet with the judge. I'm like, okay, good. And then I thought, in the movies when they go, sit me in my chambers, and you see the judge, like, without his black robe on,
Sure.
and then they're, like, talking to the lawyers. I thought when they said you're going to meet with the judge, it was kind of like that. But when they said you're going to go meet with the judge, it was court.
Yeah.
It was, the courtroom was like in the movies. Like, I'm just sitting there, and it's like, just like the OJ trial. Like, there's the whole 2 booths, and then there's the judge way up there high, and there's the bailiffs and stuff.
A shocked jury waiting in the wings.
There was a couple. I sat in the front row. There was a handful of people behind me, and so they call the first case. Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but first? The bailiff walks in. All rise. I'm like, oh my god, like, what did I get myself into? Right. So I arisen, whatever the word is, and they start the first case. And the first case, the woman has a lawyer, and it's this is for the case of whatever. And he goes, the judge right away goes, I don't see a police officer here.
Oh,
Gavel.
That's good news.
Boom. Case dismissed.
Yep.
I'm like, dang, I've always heard that myth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got photo radar. So I'm like, police officer's not here for me either. It's a photo radar. I'm going to ask for this case to be dismissed. Now, I don't have a lawyer with me like the first person did. So when it comes up to me that, the guy's got all these papers. He's like, sounds here. This is default. This is default. This is default. I'm like, Your Honor, I would request this case be dismissed.
You said that in court?
Yeah. I go, I don't believe that the police officer that gave me those tickets is here. Smiley smirk face, right? Trying to be cute with the guy.
Right.
And he goes, police officer, these are photo radar. I go, I know, but I'd like to ask for the case to be dismissed. And he goes, you accepted the subpoena, the ticket, so that makes you, by accepting it, you're guilty. He goes, we can't dismiss this case. And I looked at him, I was like, I would like to dismiss my idea of dismissing this case.
Oh, my God. What is this judge thinking at this time?
Right. Was he laughing? Did he have a straight
He
face?
had a little smirk, but he was kind of like, what the hell, right?
He's like, you want to go back and get a lawyer and come back?
I was in there going, what did I do? Why am I not here with some sort of representation? Because then, before you go into the judge, you had to fill out a form, and you had to explain in the form, what I forget the phrase, but there was something on the form that would the judge is reading to decide whether he wants to dismiss your case or what he wants to do with your case. And I wrote in there, I forgot to show up at court. I forgot. I go, look, my handwriting's terrible. I said, I'd rather discuss this in person because I thought we were going to be face to face in the chambers. So he's reading the paper in court. He's like, what is this? Your handwriting's terrible and you want to discuss face to face? And I'm like,
such a Johnjay move.
Oh, no.
And he's like, your handwriting is terrible. And I go, more people nowadays text and on their computers, they don't really write. So when I do write, it's bad. He goes, I understand. And he goes, look, a couple of cases before you, some people they were default, and what do you want me to do? Do you want me to dismiss your default? That's what you're supposed to. It was like he was leading me down the path of what I should have said.
Oh, that was nice. He's helping you out a little bit.
Really nice. And I go, yes, I would like to dismiss the defaults. So anyway, what happened was, if you get 8 points on your ticket, your license gets suspended.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These are 8 points. A total of 8 points.
Of all your tickets?
Yeah. So he goes,
oh my gosh.
you go to driving school for your red light ticket. You pay the fines for the other 2 tickets. He goes, and then you will probably have 6 points against you.
That means you got to drive like a choir boy.
Right.
You got to be straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Did
No
the points
speeding.
ever come off?
I don't know.
It takes
They
a few
drop.
years.
They
Yeah.
eventually do. They eventually drop off. And it's I think it's a 2-year thing, and then they drop. It depends what your violation is.
But I will tell you, the judge, Honorable Judge Jack Cunningham, really nice guy. I mean,
Very
he was
honorable.
Very honorable, very compassionate guy. You could see him caring about people before me and the people after me.
Right.
You stuck around, kind of watch what's happening.
It was just interesting, man. And I felt, I was responsible. He had me on the ticket breaking the speed limit.
Now go to you got to go to that class, and it's a long class. I've done it.
He told me it was 8 hours in person, 4 hours on the computer, and I think I'll have to do the in-person one because I can't do the computer.
Yeah, that's tough. Is your insurance through the roof?
I have no idea.
I always watch those people on Judge Judy, and I'm like, why would you say that in a courtroom?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel the way about you, Judge.
Yeah, I know.